Okay, here I am again. I'm hoping second time's the charm. I don't know if something is wrong with my, darn it. Okay, let me get, am I not? Okay. Am I live? Okay, can you hear me this time? Can we hear me? You can hear me and you're not in reverse. Okay. So I am going to try this again. I do not have, because it disconnected from my real-time thing, so hopefully I'll be able to keep this in the camera. I'm hoping. I'm dropping things now. I don't know if it's something like I have read, and Pete and April sent me a link. There's been a lot of things going. I'm frozen again. Oh my goodness. Am I froze again, guys? Am I frozen again? I don't know if I'm froze or not. Can't hear a thing. I wonder if there's something wrong with my phone. I don't understand this. Let's see. Okay, we're good. Okay. So we're still good? Maybe I'm on the wrong. Let me open my secondary device again and see if I can see comments now. Okay, I couldn't see the comments, so sorry about that. I'm all messed up. So my real-time device is not, it unlinked, so I'm not going to worry about that. So I'm on a delay on my secondary device. So I may not notice if I'm not in the picture. I'm going to try real hard to stay in the picture. So we're going to try and get this in. Geez Louise, I don't know what's going on. So hello and welcome. Make sure to sprinkle. This is the giveaway today. Every birdie welcome, which is number 6775. It's one of my very, very favorite birdie ones. And if for some reason we do get disconnected, I will just restart it again. I don't know what else to do. So, oh, it's making me nervous. Somebody said it was frozen for a minute. So anyhow, that's the giveaway. All you have to do is sprinkle. These are the numbers. That's the number of the stencil, 10394, and it's a 12-inch. And my code is SIGNSHACK, SIGN, and you can save on that. It's on sale for 20% off, and you can save an additional 15 with my discount. And I am using the 12-inch today. And all you have to do, like I said, is sprinkle, and that means to do this. I'll show it a couple times if I remember throughout the live. Right now I'm just paranoid that I'm not going to be able to get through my live, so it's very stressful on my end. So hello and welcome. I'm so glad to see everybody. Make sure to sprinkle. I'm sorry about everything that's going on. So I'm going to do this on a tote bag, and I am going to have to iron this after the live because I did not iron. I forgot about it. I did not iron. Thank you, Miss Sherry, for sprinkling and pre-sprinkling. Thank you, Don. I'm so glad you made it. But you should iron this before you start to have a nice surface. This is a tote bag I got off of Amazon. You don't wash them. Don't ever wash unless they specifically say you can wash them. Don't wash your tote bags. It's 16 inches wide and 17 inches tall. And if I can find them, this is one I've had. I got like a pack of 6 of them or 8 of them or something like that a long time ago. If I can find the link to it, I'll do the link later. But again, I should have, and it's a nice like natural, like kind of off-white color. It's got some specks in it, but I thought that would look really pretty. Bigfoot is chewing it. He probably is. So when I stencil on any kind of fabric, I use these sticky boards, and I don't know why I'm low. Is anybody else having trouble with my sound? I think I'm all the way up, but let me check. Yeah, my sound is up all the way that it can go. So sound is good. So if you're having trouble, if nobody else is having trouble, sometimes you have to go out and come back in. But I'm sorry, I'm talking really loud too. Sound fine to me? Okay, so it may be on your end. Angelia says it's good. Janet says it's good. Stacy, okay, good. So anyhow, this sticky board is what I like to use when I stencil on fabric. And I have washed it off. So what's really nice, I think Bonnie and Sherry told me a little trick is when you stencil with fabric, it gets the fuzzies all over it. But if you just simply wash it off, good, thank you. If you simply wash it off and let it dry, your sticky is good again. So I've had this for several years, and I got these on Amazon, and it was the extra sticky, like the stickiest you could get. So I'm gonna put that in the middle of my bag. You could also use cardboard or something like that. But what I have found with the sticky boards is that your fabric doesn't move, especially if you're stenciling on a sweatshirt or a t-shirt. If you've done that before, it's horrible. They do shift. But with this, it doesn't shift at all. So, yes, there's all kinds of size just right in Amazon tote bags. I had a really big one that was like maybe a little, it might have been this tall, but it was a lot wider and it had a real big, deep bottom. Thank you, Judy, that I made for library books. I did a live a long time ago, so I'm going to angle you down, and I'm hoping that's on. Like I said, my real time is gone now. I'm on a delay. You're always on a delay on your secondary device. So, so as soon as it catches up here, so this is the stencil we're doing today. It's the chickadee one, and I thought this would make such a cute bag. I fell in love with this stencil, and they have a cardinal one too, I believe. I have that one too. So I am going to go ahead and get started with this, and I'm just kind of eyeballing it, and I'm sorry, Sandy, I don't know why. I hope my voice isn't, I'm just going to keep going. I don't know why I haven't got any circling. I froze. No. Okay, let's see what happens. I froze. But I thought it would make a really nice tote bag. It would make a nice gift. And the thing about these two, this makes really nice gift bags, I think. Like you stencil some up, and of course there's no sanding. I did need to iron. There's no sanding involved or anything like that. But I am not frozen. Okay, so some people, so if I'm freezing, I don't see any circling on my end. Just make sure to go out and come back in. I apologize. I've heard from a lot of different people that Facebook has been really wonky lately. I did an update and they said they fixed all the crashes that were happening, but I don't know. So I just eyeballed that and centered it. And this is stencil number, I think I told you the number. It's the 12-inch, 10394. And this one is on sale today and tomorrow. 20% off, and with my code SIGNCHECK, you get an additional 15%. Thank you for sprinkling. Thank you, everybody, for sprinkling. And if you're just hopping on, this is the giveaway for sprinkling. Every birdie welcome. It's a 5.5 inch. It's one of the minis, and it's a 6775, 5.5 inches. Good, thank you. So make sure you sprinkle, make sure you write sprinkled in the comments. So I'm going to start out with some lamp black. Now you could use fabric paint on this. You could use fabric paint. You could use a fabric medium with it. I am not going to use that because you can't really wash these. If you do, they're horrible. Like, they wrinkle horribly. Mercury is in retrograde. I like that. That's what it is. Okay, I'm probably going to get one of the bigger ones. I'm going to get one of my 1/2 inch, I think. And I need to get a new shop towel. So I like to offload on shop towels. I'm so sorry, Sandy. I don't know why. Have you gone out of the app and come back in? Because sometimes that helps. I'm almost yelling here, so hopefully I'm not blowing everybody's eardrums out. Okay, so I've got some lamp black, and I am not using fabric paint. I do recommend Deco Arts So Soft fabric paint. I really like it if you're going to wash it, but this is not going to be washed. I recommend if you sell these or you give them, just tell them spot clean only. So let's get started. I love using the Stencil Smith brushes. They are the best brushes. Somebody was asking today about cleaning them because they were getting some bleeding from old colors. See how mine's stained? I will not get any bleed from that, but I use Masters Brush Cleaner, and you can buy this on the Stencil Smith website, and they sell a little heart scrubby to go with it. So if you open it up, it's kind of dried up. But what I do is I hold my little heart scrubby and I run water and clean it first before I even do anything. Then I take my wet brush and I get up that cleaner real good. And then I get my heart scrubby again and I clean it until it runs clear. And sometimes I'll do it again if there's more, but usually that first time gets it. So this is a wonderful, wonderful cleaner. I know all my girls out there will tell you how good it is, but those are two great things to have in your arsenal, and it will not, I haven't had any bleeding. I think it was Brenda said she had some bleeding. So I've got if you're new to stenciling, I've got some goopy stuff on my brush, and I'm going to offload. I use shop towels to offload because I get a lot of use out of them. I use the outside and then the inside. So you want a dry brush for stenciling, and you just want the very tip of it. So the very tip of it. Yes, the brushes stain. They do stain, but I haven't had any bleeding. What she was saying is that even after washing it, she was having some of the other color come out. And I really think that heart scrubby makes a huge difference. So I'm going to do the lettering in black and the little chickadee in black too. And I am using the colors of the bird that April had on the website. She does phenomenal mock-ups with colors. And I meant to research before. I am not a birder per se, and I don't know really. We have a lot of robins here. We have blue jays. We have killdeer. I'm sure we have chickadees. We don't have a bird feeder. We had a cat, and then our neighbor had a cat, so we never did anything like that. So you can swirl on this fabric. It's fabulous. That sticky board, it just stays right in place. And if you don't have one of those, hi, Julie. She has gooby stuff. Yeah, it's gooby, gobby. I don't know. I make up words. It may not. You know, it's very funny. My dad and I, every morning we have coffee. Most of you know that have been following me for a while know that he lives with us. And every morning, Jeff makes breakfast, and I go down and I have coffee with my dad. So the other day, I always tell him, tell me some lies, give me some good lies, because he likes to shoot the wind or you know, you say other things, but basically that's it. Well, he didn't have any for me that day, and we were talking about liars. And I said, you know, you could give me some bold-faced lies. And he said, no, they're bald-faced lies. And I said, you know, I think you're right. And I had to look it up because it actually started with bare-faced lies. And then bald-faced lies was like an older one. And now most people say bold-faced lies. So it was very interesting. We do that a lot. So I am lucky to have my dad. I'm very lucky. So I'm going to give this a quick dry. I should get my little, this is my quiet one there. Much better, especially if you're having trouble hearing me. So I hope that's not the case, Sandy. I hope that, yeah, I think it's the paint, definitely. I'm so glad you could join us today, Julie. Usually I don't see you until replay. So we've done one coat. I'm going to do one more. And I'm picking up just a little bit of paint. But anyhow, those old-timey sayings, they crack me up. And sometimes I say them and I think, ooh, I got to look that up and see if I'm saying it right or like where it came from. I like to, you know, find out like where they originated from. Just all those old-timey sayings. I find it very interesting and fun. So you say bald face? Yeah, that's what my dad says. I say bald face. But then, you know, I say boldface, and then I'm like, and I was like, well, you know, boldface makes more sense. But then some of the stuff my dad says, because he's from West Virginia, and he has some real funny sayings. So thank you for sprinkling, Nancy. I am not on early, Julie. I come on at 4 o'clock Eastern time every Tuesday. So this is not early. I did go on a little bit early today trying to see if I could, I was using another app that I wasn't familiar with. And I just... So we've got 2 coats on that, and I am offloading every time I pick up paint. So that's your best friend to offload. So let's get a second coat down here. And you know what? I forgot to do the bird. The birdie I'm going to do in blacks and grays and yellows. So I don't know if any of you are chickadee experts. I meant to Google before if they were in different colors, but I'm going to go with the color of course you could make it, well, you can't really make it a different bird because it says chickadee. So, but if you didn't put chickadee up there, you could. There's so many beautiful bird stencils that the Stencil Smith has. Oh, I think it was Brenda just did one. It was See the Birds or Ask the Birds or something like that, or Look to the Birds maybe. And she did a beautiful background on it. I love, if you have not joined Paint and Share with Stencil Smith, which is our sharing group for Stencil Smith projects, make sure to join it. There's so many talented women there, and I get so many ideas from them. Like today, somebody did the Be the Sunshine, and I did that last year for a live, and then I did a couple. I did them on a old maple, a sap can, and then I made a riser out of one. But it was a really good seller at the full market my sister and I were in. But I have to say, the colors that she did today, they're your favorite birds. I love the doves. We have lots of doves. We have lots of doves here. They like to get in our gutters. I don't know why. But I love to hear them coo. They sound so pretty. I think we're gonna get a bird feeder this year, but we had a cat, so we really couldn't get one. And then our neighbors had a cat, so I didn't want to be irresponsible to the little birdies. But I think we're gonna get one this year and set it outside of our front porch that we sit on a lot, so we can watch the birdies. So let's do a second coat here. Oh, hi Tessica, how are you? Tessica is my cousin. Hello and welcome, Tessica. So we're just getting this second coat on here real good. And I should have done the, oh, that's so neat. I know it is neat how we feed off of one another, isn't it, Sherry? Or if we're stumped on something and we want, you know, an idea from somebody. So let me get this. Now, if you're stenciling on fabric and you don't have this on, see, it's not even moving on this sticky stuff, but this is a tighter weave or stiffer fabric than like sweatshirt or something like that. So you could definitely, I don't know why I did that. I wasted time here. I think I'm so nervous about this live being dropped. Instead of drying this, I could have done the other stuff and it would have dried. So that was lamp black. So we'll let this dry and we're going to do these flowers and stuff like that here. So I am going to use Hauser Medium Green. Hauser Medium Green. You got a camera bird feeder. Oops. I don't know what I did there. That is so neat. I see one of my friends has those and they're very, very neat. So I'm going to use this Hauser Medium Green for the leaves and get another stencil brush. I have a feeling this will be one where I'm cleaning lots of brushes. And again, I'm always going to offload when I pick up the paint. That is going to give you your best, your very best best results. Whoops, I wanted those feet to be black too. Ah, okay. I know I am nervous now because I'm picking up all kinds of wrong things here. Okay, let me get in. I dipped my my green brush into my black brush. Do you girls ever do that when you're stenciling? I'm really off my game today, girls. I'm sorry. But out of the last, I think 5 lives, only one of them have I been able to see through to the end. Oh, hummingbirds are so pretty. My daughter has a hummingbird feeder and they are just absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to get a coat of this green on here. And let's see, the butterflies. Okay, let's see. I got to get a sip of water here. I think I'm going to do, so we're going to put some periwinkle out here. So these are all Deco Arts colors, so periwinkle. And I will take a picture. Thank you, Bonnie. I appreciate that. Oh, really? That is really neat, April. And really neat, Karen. So I'm going to put some of this periwinkle out. And I am going to grab another brush. And again, every time I pick up, I offload. So I'm going to do, I think, this butterfly in that color. It's a really pretty color. I haven't used it often, but it's very pretty. And these 2 little flowers, I'm going to make periwinkle. And I'm going to put some coral blush out. And again, I will list all these. Oh, you lucky duck, Nancy. We used to winter in Florida, but we haven't been able to lately. There's nothing like Florida in the winter. It's pretty amazing. So I'm getting some coral up, and again, gonna offload. And I'm gonna make this butterfly here coral. And then get some lavender out. And I'm going to pick up some lavender. And these bigger flowers, I'm going to make lavender. I should have used a bigger brush, but I just grabbed what I had up here. I didn't put any away from last week. And I went over these colors before the live because I always get nervous when I'm doing a lot of colors together. Okay, so we can go back and we can put a second coat on everything. We don't even have to dry it, which I don't know why. Like I said, I was thinking about that. The periwinkle color is really pretty. Like I said, I haven't used it often, but I love it. So the Stencil Smith, I'm not doing a second coat on the letters because I already did the second coat, not thinking, I don't know what I was thinking. Some days I think I'm half kooky, but aren't we all? So we'll just get that second coat in there real good. And honestly, the little bit of white showing through is giving a little bit of contrast, and it almost looks like a little bit of light shading. So let's get that periwinkle and coral blush. And let's get that lavender. This lavender I used a lot in some Halloween ones. It went really good for Halloween. It was a good Halloween purple. Very good. That is right. So if you're new to the Stencil Smith, they have been around for 20 years. This is their 20th year anniversary. And they are just amazing people. It's April and Pete. It's a true small business. And they are just phenomenal people. They run a absolutely amazing company. Their attention to detail is really, really something. They're just pretty amazing. So let's get that. You order them and your order goes out like, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do the little feet. So I'm doing the feet in black too. And one coat is good. So let's get this green, which is the medium Hauser green. But yes, nothing can compare to the Stencil Smith. From their stencils, they have over 10,000 stencils. Everything is made in America. They cut everything to order, so nothing is ever out of stock. None of this like out of stock forever or anything like that. They just cut it the day you order it. Typically, you know, if it's business hours. And they ship it. I've placed orders and had it shipped within a half hour or an hour. I get a notification. Like, that's how good they are. And it comes wrapped in beautiful tissue paper. Like, you get a nice freebie every time, which is so nice. I think the latest one I received, only half cookie. Yeah, half cookie's good. So this is the tulip. I agree, Sherry. We're almost like a little family here, and we'd love to have you join. Just the nicest people. I have met the very nicest people through crafting. well, really through stenciling, because that's the only thing I really do now. But they are just the kindest, nicest. I've met a lot of friends. I was telling my husband when we get time to travel again, we want to stop and have lunch with people along the way. We want to take quite a trip across the USA and see all the things we haven't seen, or at least some of them. I guess not all of them would be possible. So we've got 2 coats on everything. So, oh, I bet that would be beautiful. Sherry does some beautiful, beautiful cards. You got 3 tulips. Sometimes that happens. That is for sure. Okay, so let's lift it up. Oh, it's looking so pretty. I'm loving it. And I will tell you one thing about fabric. Fabric is not forgiving. It really is not. If you make a mistake, then you're going to have to add another flower or something like that to it. So this is the base layer. And then we've got the overlays. And we have overlay 1 we're going to put on first. And then this is, you'll see if the sticker, because the sticker will fall off if you use it enough. But there will be like a number 1. And I don't know if you can see that because I don't have my real-time camera. And then the number, and it'll tell you like this is number 10394, and it's a 12-inch, and it's 3 pieces. So in case they fall apart, every piece of your stencil is numbered, and you can feel it, and you know that's the right side if you can feel that. But it's numbered, so that is such a nice thing. Okay, let me get my stencil. So, and they're like a puzzle piece, so you just line them up there. I think I want to do, let me see where my other overlay is. Oh, I think that's white. Okay, I know what I'm doing now. I didn't for a minute, but now I do. So I'm going to get some warm white out, a new color, and I'm getting low on brushes, so let's get some more out. And we're going to do this warm white right here and in the eye, like a little speck in an eyeball. And we're going to offload. And it, like I said, this is like, I think I said it anyhow, it's like a puzzle. And if you have trouble, you can look at the picture on the website. And I should put some tape on this, not just the little sticky thing from it. But you can, if you are having trouble, line it up. Look at the, like this is a little bit off, I can see now. I gotta move it up just a little bit. But they're like a puzzle. Super cool. And everything is awesome when you line it up. So let's get this white here. And that might take 3 coats, because that's such a dark base underneath it. And we're gonna put one of my favorite yellows out, Baby Duck. And we're gonna do the belly. I love their little round bellies. We had some, I think it was robins making nests the other day outside. And so we're gonna get this yellow, and I may even, I think I'm gonna pick up just a little bit of white and add it to this yellow. Tone it down just a little bit. So see, from adding that white, this is before, this is after. I wanted to tone it down just a little bit, so I added some white. I wanted a little lighter than that bright yellow. little bit lighter, a little bit softer. It just tones it right down. Okay, so now my flowers. I think these are going to be periwinkle. So let me find my brush and not dip my wrong brush. And I'm going to make all these flowers here, these three. I'm going to make periwinkle. And then these guys, I'm going to make marigold, which I may have to add even some white on top of this. It didn't tone it down as much as I thought it would. Let me see, where's my, I need a new brush, that's what I need. So I'm going to get some marigold, and these are all, and I will, yep, we're going to be doing a spring event. And all of us got to design our brushes, or not our brushes, our designs. You know, of course, April ultimately designs them, but we have a lot of say in the designing of what we want to make. So I think it's going to be an exciting event. It'll be this Sunday. I'm assuming the times will be around the same and the order as well. So we're going to do this marigold on these guys. And I do want to make that a little bit whiter, lighter. It's just not quite light enough yet. We got to do white. Again, we're going to start over and put our lamp white. Or no, it's not lamp white. It's lamp black and warm white. There we go. That looks pretty. And I'm going to get just a little bit more white on this brush with this yellow. And just lighten it up some more. There, that's looking better. There, that's getting more towards, I wanted a real light, soft yellow belly. It's another saying, yellow bellied. There we go. So that's that baby duck and warm white mixed together. Okay, and let's do one more coat on the flowers. But stenciling on fabric is super easy and it's super fun. I didn't find it to be easy before because before I found those sticky boards, lots of them you had to sponge, and I do not like sponging at all. There's probably some of you there still that sponge and are like, oh, I love sponging. I do not like sponging one little bit. I just don't like it. I don't know why. I gotta find my marigold brush. Give me a minute here. I think that's it. Because that's the coral. You get too many colors on your palette and then you don't know. Do a second coat. Of the marigold here. And we're gonna I'm gonna have to dry that just a bit, and I'm gonna do one more coat of this white here. Except I want to get my quiet one, Eastern Standard Time. Yes, we have here in Ohio. I think there's only a couple states that don't recognize it. I know Arizona is one. I'm in Ohio. We recognize it, so of course I love it in the fall when we fall back, but I'm not a fan of it in the spring, because you lose that hour of sleep. So I like my sleep. I'm so tired by the end of the night. Are your goals that way? You sit down and you just about are like, and the older I get, I didn't think I'd ever be one of those people that fell asleep in my chair. I do that a lot now. Okay, so we've got a nice third coat of white on there. And we're gonna pull this up. Oh, I'm loving it. And we're gonna get, there's a number 2 and a number 3 overlay. See, I like that yellow. I had to really soften that up there. It was just too bright. Thank you, Kathy. So we're getting there. We're getting all the little details in. And I gotta come over here and look. I'm doing this upside down, so I'm lining it up. Okay, so we've got, let's see, I need to tilt it, I think, a little bit. Even though you have it lined up here, you might have to tilt it a little bit. You know, you want to make sure your little centers of the flower are on in, you know, where they're supposed to be in your little berries. Let me get my tape, and we're going to tape it down so it doesn't shift. Very important. Painter's tape is your friend. Wet wipes normally are. So we're going to have a couple other new colors coming out here. You just go to bed an hour earlier. I try, I don't know, but then it's like you go to bed. I don't know. It's a problem. I know my daughter, we were supposed to babysit the kids tonight, and her husband were supposed to go to a concert. So this is Deco Arts Graphite, which is like a gray. And I'm gonna do this on top of the black. This is a really pretty color. Like if you're doing something where you have a black background and you wanna do like, say a buffalo check or any kind of design over it. I'm trying to think what I did. I think I did an argyle for a witch's hat or something like that. This looks really good over it. It's very faint. It looks really great over black. You can like barely see it, but it's there. So we're gonna get that graphite in there. I thought about zinc. I might go with zinc. I'll get 2 coats on there and see what I think. You know what? I might go with zinc. That is almost, let's go with zinc. So this is dark, very dark gray, but it's still, it's a little bit lighter than the graphite. So I'm gonna pick up a little bit of this zinc. There, that's going to show up a little bit better. And we're going to do zinc there. And then we'll come back and do a second coat. Let's see, these I'm going to do in coral blush. So we've got the coral blush out. So I have a overlays. Oh, that's actually not a bad idea. I don't know how hard it would be for April to do, but yeah, black doesn't bother me. Like if we have a couple minutes, I'll do the bridges on this. So these little guys here I want to do in this coral blush. Which is the color I did the butterfly. But I have this tea berry right here. So this is tea berry. Oh, you can't get your emojis to work? I'm an emoji person. I like lots of hearts. And I love that you can do all the different colored hearts, you know, like for every season. You can do a color, like right now you can do like green hearts with clovers for St. Patrick's Day. Red, white, and blue hearts. I love emojis. Hi Sharon, how are you? I'm sorry, I'm trying to get the, I thought I had this open, but I did not. This is Deco Arts Tea Berry, and I will post these colors if you're interested in, you know, what colors I used. To me, that's the hardest part of anything, when there's more than a couple colors, are finding good colors. So I'm going to put some tea berry out on my paper plate. I'll get another brush. I have lots of brush cleaning today. And I'm going to offload this. And I'm going to do the berries. The berries, I think, in the tea berry and the centers of the yellow flowers. I'm going to do in tea berry. Oh, I don't think I got that one. Okay, let's see, what do we have? We have these and these. I'm going to use the marigold for the centers of those. I just got to find my right brush. I don't want to have to be cleaning more than I need to. Okay, so we're going to get some marigold, and we're offloading every time. It is very happy looking. So let's do some marigold here. Make sure I'm getting everything. I'm forgetting things today, so I don't know what's going on. Okay, so I think this is the coral blush. So those little flowers are coral blush. It's a little bit lighter than the tea berry, but it's kind of in the same family. And let's go over the tea berry again. Oh, we got to go over the zinc again. See, here I am forgetting stuff. Get confused what I'm doing and what I'm not. Okay, so we got all the little, yeah, it's the middle of the yellow flowers. I couldn't remember there for a minute. Let's get another coat on that. I'm talking to myself a little bit too, girls. Sorry about that. I'm either humming to myself or talking to myself. Get a little bit of marigold. Let's do another. Oh, I forgot. What color is that flower down there? Oh, no, that's, I need another. Okay. I need to get that one with the tea berry. I did not. Yeah, that's tea berry. It's so hard to tell. They're real close. Make those poppin'. Okay, I got to do one more coat of the zinc, which is what I did decide on instead of the graphite. The graphite is a wonderful color though. To use on a black with a pattern, because it just very faintly shows up. If you want something that's, this zinc would be good too. I think this is the first time I've used zinc. Okay, pull this up. Oh, I'm loving this. I am absolutely loving this. Because I'm going to have to, you could even go a little whiter on that wing if you wanted. I really, really like this. It's such a pretty stencil. So let's add the little stripes on his wing and get my white one. And again, like I said, I will list these colors after the live. I'm going to do a quick little okay. How pretty is that? Oh my gosh, I am just absolutely in love. If that isn't the happiest little sign and the cutest little bag. Oh no. Where are you at in Ohio, Dorothy? Okay, so I do want to get my, I don't know if I knocked my one brush off because I know I knocked a brush off. I have more, but it's like my favorite detail brush. Let me get water. I forgot to get water, girls. Real quick, sorry. I had to get my water. I forgot. I always forget something. Okay, so I got my water. This is the cutest little cup. If you like happy things, I got this on Natural Life, but this is the most adorable little paint cup. It says, make good things. My sister got it for me, and it has a place to lay your like liner brush in it. Let me move some of my junk around here real quick. Ooh, there's my one brush. But that's not the one I'm looking for. I think I knocked it off on the ground. Well, let's get another one. That just happens to be my favorite. We'll get this one. So I want to add a little bit. There's no overlay for those little blue flowers, but I'm just going to add a little dot in them. And you could use your dotting tool if you want. And you could use your brush. You could grab a little bit. Ooh, maybe we'll even grab some of this graphite with the black. I gotta come around this way. You could add some little antenna on your butterfly if you want. You do have to be careful. And I am using kind of a watered down brush. Because like I said, fabric, I was doing a pillow for an order, and I was closing the bridges, and I got to the very last lettering. And as I got to the last of the lettering, I dropped the brush and it rolled a big black splotch right across the fabric. So I apparently couldn't offer that one. So you could give it some little antenna if you want. You could add some little dots with your stylus to your, let's see. You know what? I'm gonna do marigold. That didn't show very much. You could add some dots, polka dots with your stylus. On your butterfly. Let's see, on the blue, I think I do. I wonder how tea berry would look on the blue. Oh, that would look kind of good. So you can add a couple little dots if you want. Ooh, 3 inches of snow. Ooh, where are you at? So if you want to wash this, you should use Deco Arts So Soft fabric paint. But this is really not something that you can, these tote bags that you get off Amazon, they even tell you, like, don't wash, they recommend just spot cleaning. So if you're new, I do like to close my bridges. And I'm just gonna get a little bit of paint here. And like I said, you have to be careful on fabric, but just, I usually start in the middle. And also on fabric, you can use it. What works really good on fabric is Posca paint pens. I've used those before to close bridges on fabric, and because it absorbs it, it works really good. And so I'm just closing these bridges here, and that's the little areas. And I love black because black doesn't show really. It does give your work a little bit of a finished look. Some people don't ever close them, and that's fine. I didn't close them for a long time. April encouraged me to do it. Number one, so I could teach it to you. Now here I am doing it upside down. But it can be very intimidating at first. You definitely wouldn't want to start, although I think the first thing I ever closed my bridges on was fabric, because it was on a kitchen towel I made. But you don't want to make that your first time. Practice it on cardboard. And even if you practice it on your project, keep a wet wipe handy, which I always do no matter what. And you can wipe it right off. Not so much on fabric. So see, just like that, we close these bridges. I'll close these on this big one down here, and then the little ones I'll do after the live. But I just want to give you an idea. And always work away from you towards you. If not, you're going to be putting your brush, your hand in the paint and dragging it across your project. I know this because I've done it. And it's no fun. It would definitely not be any fun on fabric. So this would make a beautiful gift. What a beautiful bag for like a housewarming gift, a shopping bag. It would make a pretty gift if you were buying somebody like gardening stuff, or people are into birds, bird feeders, stuff like that. That would be really cool. So see, it doesn't take that long to close your bridges, but it does give it a nice finished look. Posca pens, P-O-S-C-A. I prefer using the brush. I've been doing it so long, but you can use these Posca pens. And this is a 0.7 millimeter. So like you could, let me see if this one still works. So, and you would just take the Posca pen like that. So you could also use that, but I do prefer doing it with the brush. But so just like that, like let's just close these so you could use your Posca pen. And you can get these, I believe, at Walmart. You can get them on Amazon. And it matches just as good as the paint I was using, you know, since I'm using black. So just like that, it was that quick. We'll do this. I haven't used this in so long, I wasn't even sure if it wasn't dried up. I'm sure there's other pens that would work, but the only ones that I have used have been Posca pens. And again, on white, white is tricky. Everything shows on white, so you kind of distress it. And I'll show you, because the one I did last week, I did close the bridges after the live, and I distressed it some more. So there you go. Those are closed with the Posca pen, just like that. So you could do either, but I really do prefer the liner brushes. But that is up to you. I have used those before. I did want to put a little speck of white, little dot of white on the berries. And you could do, you know, so much more. You could do a lot of shading. You could put the overlays back on, do some shading of these. And that would be really pretty. But I think it looks pretty just the way it is, honestly. And it just looks, when you put that little dot there, it looks like the light's hitting it on those berries. You could even put like a little C on them, but that gives it just a little bit more depth. You could also take, let's see, do I have some dark green out here? I don't know if I do. Oh, I do. You could take a little bit, the Hauser greens go so well together. And you could take a little bit of the, with a wet, I'm using a wet, a damp, wet brush. I'm sorry, I start talking, and you can just add a little bit, like on the leaves, if you want, for some shading. Just a wee little bit. It doesn't take much. And you probably can't really see it on the camera there. But it just adds like a little bit of depth. And this is the dark Hauser green. And I'm using water to make it kind of like that was too dark. I'm gonna get a little bit of that water in there. But if you use just a little bit of a damp brush, and if you don't like it, you know what you do? You put your stencil right back over it and just go over it. I've done that many a times. And like I said, this is not a sopping wet, but it is a damp brush, and it's just adding like a little bit of shadow is hitting it with that darker green, just on one edge. But just stuff like that you can do. You can do that to all your little flowers. You could do all kinds of stuff. Okay, so what do we think, girls? Do we like it? I am in love with it. I still have to iron this. Like I said, I forgot to iron it beforehand. Do we like it a lot? I don't know if my comments are froze up. I am in love with this. I think this is gorgeous. I love the colors. I like everything about it. Super easy. I mean, that didn't even take me an hour, which is a really short live. And like I said, you could do so much more shading. You could put your overlays back on and use a dry brush and kind of shade in all the areas. You definitely want to put your overlays back on this because you wouldn't want to go off on the fabric, because you would have a lot of trouble. It would get off. But I think it's very cute. It's such a cute, but I do believe my polka dots aren't showing up on this butterfly. So I think I'm going to go back and add, over the tea berry ones, I'm just going to add some marigold ones. We're allowed to change our minds, right? And you don't have to do this. You may like it just the way it is. It's an adorable stencil. But lots of times I do these bags and I do give them for gifts. Like, instead of buying a gift bag, this is your gift bag. And then they have something to keep and to carry and stuff like that. So this stencil is on sale. I haven't showed my show and tell yet, but this stencil is on sale today and tomorrow for 20% off. Thank you, Sharon. I'm going to post the colors. I'll take a picture of them after the live and get those on my page for you too, if that's what you like, the colors a lot. But I think I missed some of these. Missed a D and I missed an E. I'm like, oh, that took so little time, but I did miss them. So I appreciate everybody joining me. I do have some stencils to show you for show and tell, and then we'll do the drawing. Let me see what I have here. Show and tell. Okay, I got these. So that is super duper cute, and April is going to put an official announcement up, but we're going to have a spring event. Danica, Miss, and me on Sunday. I think it's on Sunday. I'm pretty sure I'm speaking correctly, but look how cute that is. Adorable. I'm going to set that back there for a minute. And I did put it up a little bit because when the bottom opens up, like this is the bottom here. So it looks like it may not be, but once, see, it opens it up, the bottom is like, is right there. So, you know what I mean? It's like right where this line is when you open it. So that's why it looks like it's off center, but it's not really. Okay, so let me show you the stuff that I have gotten recently. And we're going to do a little show and tell here. And hopefully I'm in the camera. I don't have my other device up. Okay, so this is, oh, okay. So this is a stackable one. So it's America. Can you highlight under the bird's belly? Yes. Yes, I could totally do that. If I did that, I'd probably do a darker, like yellow, or maybe even a little bit of the tea berry, something like that. You could use black, but yes, you could definitely do that to make the bird's belly pop like it's the shadow underneath. I could probably go back and take the baby duck, not watered down with white, and kind of shadow that there, and I may do that after the live. But that's a good idea, Lynn. Thank you. So this is, it's one of those stackable ones. So America since 1776. Oops, shoot. And it has the star on top. So you got the star, and then it has an overlay to go over the star. So America since 1776. And this is number, yeah, I think just a hint would be good. It does blend in with the white of that bag. So this is number 10385, and this is a small. And again, it says there's 3 pieces on it. So this is a really cute, those little blocks that, you know, you stack. Of course, it would be with the star with the buffalo check over it. Super cute. And don't forget to sprinkle. If you haven't sprinkled, I'll just remind you here in the last couple minutes. This is the giveaway today, Every Birdie Welcome, which is number 6775, and it's a 5.5 inch one. Okay, so this is, I really fell in love with this. I love the font on this. April had like the 250 ones come out. This is 10386, and it's a 5.5 inch. It's 250, but I love like the retro wording of it. I just think it's absolutely adorable. So 10386. You can tell I'm getting ready for the Memorial Day and the all that stuff. Thank you for sprinkling, TL. Okay, and these are, so I bought these. I have mixed feelings, and I see them coming back. There's something called Granny Cottage Core, and I'm going to be in an event. I forget what day, but it's a, it's like an all-day, I think it's a YouTube. I don't know if it's YouTube or Facebook. It's one of those events, but it might be Facebook. It's an 80s event. And so I'm going to, I think, make like a cookie jar or something like that. And I bought 2 of these stencils for that. But they're so cute, but once you see them, you'd be like, oh yeah, those were totally the 80s. So these are adorable. United We Stand, and they're the little geese. Remember the geese? Oh, the country geese with their little ribbons, and then it's got the ribbon at the top. You know, these are little patriotic geese, and look, they have the bows for the neckties, and look at the little, it's got little stars down here, little stars for the neckties as an overlay. So that is number 10038, and it's a 9 inch, and it's 2 pieces. So I'm debating doing this on a t-shirt. You know, like in the t-shirt, you used to use the puffy paint and stuff like that. Oh, well, thank you, Sandy. I appreciate that. I hope the hearing cleared up for you. I hate that you couldn't hear it very well. So, and then this is the other goose one. And this is just good old country goose. I think everybody had these like somewhere on something in their house in the 80s. And it's the geese with the ribbon. And so I'm trying to decide which one to use. This is the more typical, like that's what you saw in the 80s. And this is 10037, and this is a 16 inch. But I thought I could use one of these geese on like a cookie jar if I wanted. But these are like, if you lived through the 80s, everything was like that blue, and there were geese everywhere for some reason. So, and they're really making a comeback. It's weird. So, not that I'm going to be winging out the goose decor lately. Yeah, the heart border is so cute. And that border is so cute. You could use that on other things as well. And so baseball season is coming up. My husband loves baseball. And I believe this is from The Sandlot, I think, this quote. And I thought it was adorable. It's 6671, and this is a small. So if you have any like grandkids or great-grandkids or anybody in your life, your husband who loves baseball, the way my husband does, man, this is baseball. You gotta stop thinking and just have fun. But I thought that was really cute. I know. It was everywhere though, Angelia, like everywhere. But I thought this was super cute. Oh yeah, ceramics. I did the ceramics. Yep, the geese are very in now. You would be surprised. Granny Cottagecore is in. You may not want it to be in, but it is in. So I think those are the only ones that I had to show you. Yeah, I have a new order coming, so I can't wait. Did you guys see these stained glass minis that Pete made? Oh my gosh, they were just absolutely gorgeous. They turned out so pretty. I can't wait to get my hands on them, and I'm excited to get them. So this is what we did today, and this will be on sale today and tomorrow for 20% off, and use my code SIGNSHACK, SIGNSHACK, and you'll save an additional 15% off. You had ceramic geese. I think everybody, Angelia, you might be the only one who didn't have geese. Like, everybody had to have some kind of goose. My sister had the goose that you put on the porch and dressed up. I've seen a couple of those lately on people's porches. So I thank everybody so much for joining me. Sorry about the bumpy start. And this is going to be the giveaway. If you have sprinkled and written sprinkled in the comments, I'm just waiting for April to pull a winner. And thank you so much, Bonnie. Oh, the mom duck broke. You just received it. Oh, that's so exciting. April's spinning the wheel. So Vicki didn't, Angelia didn't. Patricia Brown, you are the winner today of the giveaway. And make sure to either message April on info at the, or no, that's email, info@thestencilsmith.com, or message her on Facebook. You have a porch goose. I've seen them. They're coming back, Donna. But congratulations, Patricia. And thank you all so much for joining me. I appreciate it. We had a rough start, but we got through it. Thank goodness. So hopefully we'll have a good one next week. I hope. So I hope to see you all Sunday. We're going to have that event this Sunday. April has to keep reminding me about these things. I forget. So, but we'll see you guys Sunday, and it'll be later in the day. So, but I appreciate everybody, and thank you so much. See you next Tuesday. See you Sunday, and see you Tuesday. Bye-bye.